Hello, welcome back. In this session, we're going to be talking about um, Ubuntu 22.04 Jammy um, Jelly version for this Jammy Jellyfish version. So I've gone ahead and installed the VM. I'm going to restart the machine now, and we're going to attempt to um, install Microsoft Edge two ways, or we can actually, there's two ways to install Microsoft Edge. And once we've installed the Microsoft Edge for the machine or kiosk or whatever you want to use it for, then we're going to go ahead and install the Intune app on Ubuntu. So we're going to remove the installation media as it says here. So what I want you guys to do is press Control Alt, right click on the machine itself, go to settings, right? And then I want you to click on connected and use physical drive, then hit OK. Once you hit OK, I want you to press enter, click into that black area here, and then press enter. So it should now boot automatically. Right? And you're going to put in your password. And we're going to go ahead and install the Ubuntu desktop for the first time. So we can install, again, during the prerequisite stages, Control Alt to go back to our kiosk device information here. So when we went ahead and installed the Ubuntu, right, we installed the Ubuntu Jammy-Fish 2204 version. We also have to understand what the requirements were for that, so that you guys are aware of what the requirements are, especially when we're installing, let's say, the Intune portal, if it's managed by Intune, right, or SCCM, or whatever requirements you're using it for. So the desktop version 2204 or 2004 LTS, either physical or Hyper-V machine, must have a 86 or 64 CPU architecture. So 86 is 32-bit, and then there's a 64-bit architecture. You can also use Red Hat Linux Enterprise, or you can use Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9. Again, it's totally up to you. In this case, we're just going to go with the 2204 version for the requirements, right? We want to look at the status in our Microsoft Intune app for Linux. Again, we look at different device status, compliance issues, OS version, password complexity, and device encryption. So these are the 5 things we want to uh, look at, especially when we're dealing with this kind of stuff, right? We also want to look at the different recommendations, right, for Linux desktops, right? So for that, we're using enrollment option when we use this feature. It does not enroll servers. We can use let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys here. So it's a little bit bigger. Go to home. Oh, it says a little bit bigger. So when we look at the different features, right? The different features, right? And again, the different features. So these are the different features. And when we use this enrollment option, again, we must have 2204 LTS or 20.04 LTS. We use Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 or 9. The devices must be owned by the organizational school, right? Devices can be personal or BYOD, so we can do either or. As contractors, we can, enroll this device as BYOD. We must, you have a new or existing device. Again, we need to enroll a few devices or a large number. It does not, we cannot use this enrollment option for bulk enrollment. Unfortunately, it's not supported. So our devices are associated with single users. Yes, we have a single user. Our user less, no, such as kiosk or dedicated devices. So apparently the enrollment requires a user to sign in with an organizational account. Okay. Um, so when devices are managed by MDM providers, it might be possible to enroll Linux devices in Intune that have already enrolled in another MDM provider. So yeah, you'll kind of see. So you can't enroll the same device twice. That's a big issue and common issue I've seen, especially when doing autopilot. And I think we spoke about that. Um, we did speak about that somewhere in our Intune when I spoke something about Intune. So when we're trying to, oh, the hardware hash, for example, and we're enrolling the hardware hash ID for a VM or any machine, and it's already installed. So that's a specific, you'll get an error out of it. And because that there's an error, that specific error code, I don't remember off the top of my head, but that error code is what creates the issue. Now, to resolve that issue, uh, it's just telling us that, hey, you've installed it somewhere else, right? So you can't install it again, right? Can't install it on the same domain or a different domain. So if it's on a different domain, right, and you've installed it already on another domain, on two domains, it won't allow that. So when we look at the kiosk information again, it might be possible to enroll the Linux devices in Intune that are already, and this is for Windows we're talking about. So it might be possible to enroll Linux devices in Intune that are already enrolled in another MDM provider. It might not. So just be aware of that. You also want to use the device enrollment management account. So demo accounts do not apply to Linux. Okay. Just remember that as well too. That is important information for you guys to read on. I want you guys to take a look at that and discuss that with your peers when you're going ahead and doing all that information. Okay, um, so again, I'm going to sign in with my SC admin account, my domain, and enter. So the prerequisites, yeah, we're downloading it with a GNOME desktop environment or GNU or GUI environment, graphical user interface environment, like they used to call it in Red Hat. This is with a GNOME desktop environment. It's user based, it's family based. Again, we're not going to collect any online accounts just yet because I don't want to synchronize anything just yet. So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip this for now. We're not going to upgrade this machine um, yet. Right? Or even if I do, I could just go next. Um, so enter the code. Okay. So if I log into my ubuntu.com/pro/attach, okay, I see an issue there, see something behind that screen there. Do you want a new version of Ubuntu is available? Would you? No, I don't want to upgrade just yet. I'm still testing out my 22 version, so I'm not gonna do that just yet. Um, yes, I do want to install the updates, and this is all the updates that we need, especially our system components, right? So these are all the important system components that we need to install. And I'm going to install those now. So that's sort of kind of important right now. So I want to make sure I'm up to date with that. These can also be managed through Intune, right? So we can manage those through Intune, definitely. Mm. Um, just follow the information here. for the Linux firmware. So this will update my firmware. In the meantime, again, I open up um, ubuntu.com/pro/attach. I think in my other videos, I kind of installed Ubuntu 1. So I'm now able to uh, install that business account. So it's got to be a business account. I'm going to put in my password and hit enter. I do not want to save that information. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so yes, log me in. Accept, right? So I'm going to enter in my Pro version here. So I'm just going to enter in the code. I can only do 5 devices for this instance. So I want you guys to try this on your own. Right? And then I'm going to submit, right? Right. And then go to my subscriptions, and I should have that free personal subscription, right? And all the information that I need. So again, invoices and whatnot. Again, on the invoices that I have here I can input them here and take a look at that there. Different payment methods. If I have my different payment methods, right, that would be in our Ubuntu 1. So again, I have a video on that. I think I've uploaded it, but here's my dashboard, my Ubuntu 1 dashboard. Again, I only have 5 devices. Um, so I can set up security updates, USG, landscape, Active Directory, right? I can set that up too as well. We can do landscape SAS, right? And we can command to attach this to a machine. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my machine. And I'm going to open up my terminal. And I'm going to paste that, and that'll add my token. And I've put in my pseudo password. Hit enter. And that's enabling my pro licensing. So this will enable my pro licensing for this device. So this is one of the devices that I've enabled. I have 4 devices to use. Again, um, so you do that, enabling it. Just give it 1 second as it enables that. Uh, this will never expire. So I've gone ahead and I'm not going to uh, select that, but that's done. Terminal. So check my status. Sudo pro status. See, this should be enabled. So I am entitled. I have all the entitlements here. This will give me the statuses for the Android in the cloud. I don't really need all this stuff right now. Um, Again, I don't need the ESM maintenance for applications, infrastructure. I don't need all this stuff. So I'm just going to ignore the warning and again, continue with the subscription here for now. I'm not going to show you guys this stuff right now, but it's all good here. Um, so I've gone ahead and done that. Um, and if we need to set up all this, there's the documentation for that. Should be good right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the account users page. Don't think I need that yet. So this has been enabled, right? And I've attached that to the machine. Okay, so again, slow down here a little bit, guys. Give me 1 second. It's just loading, taking a really long time. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and download. We're gonna download. We're gonna go to learn.microsoft.com. I want you guys to do the same thing. All right, and we're gonna open up our product documentation, our Intune. So Microsoft Endpoint Manager, and we're gonna do a search. We're gonna do a search for enroll Microsoft Intune App Linux, Microsoft Intune uh, App Linux, right? Right, and we're gonna select the first one, and we're gonna make this a little bit smaller. I'm gonna move this to the right, and this is now a valid token. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna add my password in, right? I don't want all the other features, so should be good to go. Uh, so it looks like patched. So it's already attached to this device, so that's okay. It's not really we don't really need to detach it. So if we need to detach, that's our command there, sudo pro dot detach. It's already enrolled. I didn't enroll the full uh features, but I did enroll it and it's enrolled to this device, so we should be good. Um, I don't really need any of this stuff here. I don't know what this is used for, but I think it's okay for now. Um, I've already again, um, I go to devices. And here's the pricing for that. Don't want this. I don't need this right now. I don't want this chat. Um, again, there's different types of licensing, and again, this is more for um, security and compliance, right? So understand the differences between that. If we go back to our Ubuntu Pro dashboard, okay, okay, authenticated that site there. So where my authentication device? Okay. I'm going to um, uh, this is our account activity. That's okay. Okay, so again, you guys kind of get the gist of things. Just continue to work on that on your own time. Get your accounts ready, get your accounts in. Get the concepts of it, understand how this all works. So we're gonna talk about the packages, right? These are the different packages for Ubuntu, right? So if we look at our 2204 version, we have our different, server 22 our dists, right? Files for Jammy, right? Our different releases, um, right? Our mains, right? So that's that. We go back to the 2204. We have a production folder, right? And we have our disks and our pools, right? So we're looking at the specific files within here and our main and the pool main. And again, this is all alphabetized here by date. So A would basically have all the information that you need in terms of Ubuntu's auth for dev files here for the installation of that. Um, this is all based on the Microsoft stuff. So again, this is our Linux software repository for Microsoft products, right? So we need to ensure that we have our physical machine, right? Which is sort of what we're doing here. We're not using Hyper-V, but we are using a 60. We're using our Workstation Pro hypervisor, and we've installed our Jammy-Fish, Ubuntu Jammy-Fish 22, your 2022 of April edition. So when we talk about, again, when we talk about, go back to our documentation, we want to run the following commands. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that in, we're going to install, first we're going to install our, um, install our web browser. So I want to install our web browser, which is important. So we're going to install our web browser first, right? That's our devices list here. So when Linux devices enrolled with the Intune are considered corporate owned based, so we have to understand that we're not, device enrollment isn't supported with personal devices. So we recommend enabling encryption before you install Ubuntu desktop on your device. I think we've already enabled encryption, right? On that. So if you want to download it here, which is what we're going to do, we did already. We did that in a previous video. Again, if we're looking for any information here, um, you know, they're ready to install pictures here, wherever, what choices we make, location, type of installation. This is the tutorial that we're going to be using, right, to install that. And then you guys can modify that based on your own tutorials if you want. So I'm gonna put this here in my notes as a tutorial for, to install tutorial, right? And this is sort of, again, you can modify that to however you want, right? So when we're installing it step by step, again, here, so we're looking at it this way. We have the type of installation, um, the advanced features, if we are using the advanced features. If we're using Active Directory, we can use the Active Directory. Again, I have another video on that. Again, here you can rewrite that and use this as information. So this is sort of going to be your information, right? So we can also update the Ubuntu using the terminal. I think I've showed you guys. We can check that here, right? Just do the Control Alt T, right? That'll bring our thing, and then we can paste the update here, right? So that's updating our device here. I'm going to copy this, right? I want to add that to the video. Delete that. And I'm going to click next. Right click and paste. Oops. Sudo update. Let's get rid of that 200 there. Okay. And the tilde. Oh, I think we don't need the tildes, right? So we're going to remove the tildes in front of it and the back of it. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to put in my password. I'm going to hit enter. So this is now going to install the updates. Right. So again, once we've hit that, we can check for updates to tell us if there's anything that needs applying. So we can use the sudo app upgrade command, right? Upgrade command, and that'll tell us, you know, if there's anything that needs to be applied or whatnot, right? So, again, to get the more security through Ubuntu Pro enabled, again, these are the specific folder paths. If we need to learn more about it, the following packages have been kept back based on the script that we gave it. We could type Y and then press enter to finish the update, right? If it asks us to, but in this case it didn't. So we'll go to our next step. And again, we've installed update, our Ubuntu desktop version here. So again, we could try different flavors. We can try it within VirtualBox. We can try it within our subsystem for Linux. Again, any additional, we can try the different additional BitLockers with BitLocker if we want to use that as well too. So during that installation step type, we might find it that you're able to proceed with the installation without first deactivating the BitLocker. Again, this is all the information for that. If we plan on installing it with Windows, yeah, you'll need to take into consideration these um, this information here, right? So just remember, before you go ahead and install it, you need to remove BitLocker. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this tab. It's a good read for you guys. And let's go back to our devices list here. So let's go ahead and install the prerequisites for that. Again, there's multiple ways. We can. I'll send you guys the terminal command for the Edge on Ubuntu. It's up to you if you guys want to use that as well too. But we're gonna install it. We're gonna install it the easy way here. So we're just gonna download Edge, and I'll send you guys the information for that. The command line, and I'm gonna open up, close this. It's begun already, as you can see the download here. Okay. Right, so it's complete. I'm now show it in folder, and I'm going to double click on that. Right click, and I'm going to open with other application. We're going to open it with software install. So this is where we're going to open up the file, and we're going to click select. I should now load that application stuff. Okay, so it looks like it's been installed. Um, Recording mic's on. So it looks like that. So I'm just gonna click on install. Right? And I'm gonna put in my password. Enter, and that'll prepare that. Um, okay. So it looks like it's been installed correctly. If we go back to our machine here, this is how we would install our Microsoft Edge for developers. Um, so this is the line of code, one line at a time. You can try that on your own end. And I'll post this on the site again, so you guys have a copy of that as well too. Um, so once that's done, again, that's the two alternative ways of installing that. We're gonna go ahead and install the Intune app for Ubuntu, right? So let's go back to our step here. We don't need this. I'm not gonna launch it yet. I want to go back to my documentation here, right? And again, when we go here, we're going to that side by side. Close this. I don't need this no more. And I'm going to move this to the right. Okay, so going back to our commands here, we're going to take a command at a time here. We're going to install curl, which is our first thing. I'm going to right click and paste, right? All right, let's make sure there's no spaces here. Very important. And press enter. So I've gone ahead and installed that, and I'm going to click yes to confirm. Gone ahead and install all that stuff. Our second step is to install our package signing key. So I've gone ahead and split this up for us here. Um, so I'm going to take this one step at a time. Double click and paste. And then let's see if there's any spaces or anything. No, we're good to go. Press enter. And that'll take the packages from that site that I showed you guys. And then it'll um, install that and unpackage that there. So our next step here is to take our sudo command, right? We're going to take our root permissions here for 644. I remember our, if we talk about how we got this, the 644, we talk about RWX, right? RWX, right? And then RWX. Again, R is stands for 4, W is 2, right? So that's how we kind of get the numbers there. So our first line, our first RWX would be our read write, and then execute is 1. So if we're looking at the read write and execute command for 644, so 644 would equal in quadrants. Our first quadrant would be read write nothing, right? And then our 4 would be read, right? So we would only have the read, and then nothing, nothing, and then we would have execute, which would be nothing, nothing, and then 1, right? Or execute. So that would be our CMOD, we call it. I used to call it back in the days. So RW read write, right? And then we would have our read and then our execute commands, right? So that's sort of what the 644 is for that. So let's go ahead and run this command, sudo install command for that. You guys kind of got the gist of the RWX, which is your 421. So it'd be 6, right? Which is RW, 4 plus 2, and then R, which is 4, and then R again, sorry, R again, my apologies. which would be 4 again, right? So that would be equal to 4. So you would have read, write, read, read. So that would be our CMOD for that specific command. Okay, so again, I'm going to paste the second line of code, right? And then enter, right? And then I'm also going to paste the next line of code, right? Which is this one here, copy. I'm going to paste. And then I'm just going to hit enter. Yeah, I'm going to hit enter. So that should run okay. Right, I don't see it running anything. See if I can delete. Okay, there we go. So let's put that space. Let's put the space right there. Okay. So maybe that's where the issue laid. So let's do that. Space. Then hit enter and see what happens. So that looks okay for now. Okay. Echo 10. So it looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy this last command for that. And then right click, paste, and then hit enter. Okay, that's done. Okay. And then we're going to install the Intune app again, line at a time here. So that's good. Okay, paste. So this is our app update. I think I've already done that, so I'll do that again. And this will get all the repositories for Ubuntu 2204 and all the packages, and it'll read and fetch those packages, and then it'll again, it says that 2 packages can be upgraded. We can use the app list upgradable. Let's take a look at that list. Space upgradable. Let's see what that does. Upgradable. See what happens. So these are the 2 files that can be upgraded. Okay. And if we go back to our packages, you can use that and upgrade that, but I'm not going to do that here. Paste that last line of code. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so says unable to correct the problem. You have held broken packages. Again, that's just the packages. Again, let's see if it'll install it. Again, it might just be that we need to install the 24 version again. But again, that update itself it doesn't hurt to try it. So let's go ahead and reboot it. Reboot the machine for 2204. Remember, it's 2 years. Going to do this. Okay, I'm gonna skip for now. Next. Don't. Next. Don't want that. And then we're ready to go, and I'm gonna click OK, done. Okay, so again, we're in 2204, so this is we're 2 years into it. It's a current update of 10.16, which is previously this month's new version. Again, if we update the new version, we could, remove those issues, right? Instead of fixing those issues. Again, if you do, you just have to read that line of code like I showed you, and then upon that, those specific things, we can go ahead and fix them based on the documentation that we showed you. So our packages.microsoft.com, if they have any updates. Again, if you are a Intune or Linux enthusiast, please go ahead and fix that. I'm not going to fix that here. This is just to show you guys how to install as a VM, how to create a virtual machine here. Um, Again, you can play around with it. I don't want to spend all day fixing this with you guys, but again, you kind of get the gist here, right? So remember, packages.microsoft.com if you guys are looking to uh, packages. So again, this is where the files are. So if you guys need those specific files or versions for that version, right, you would follow it there. Okay, so those two outdated ones. Again, look back at the video once I record it. You guys can take a look at that and see if you guys can fix that and tell me how it goes on your end. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's done. I should be able now to reboot the machine. Restart the machine. Restart it. And we are at start an hour, so we should be done soon. Okay, so again, you can try that on your own time. Um, we can also log in manually through Edge after once we sign in. So I'm gonna double click into here, double click, and then put in my password and hit enter. So this is logging in now. I'm gonna log in. And keep your um, nomenclature and uniform. Um, add your Active Directory if you need to. There's not that many there's not much character you need to add to this machine. Like we can add character to this machine, right? We can use the system monitor to sort of like our task menu here to check whether or not things are going, what's going wrong or what's not going wrong. Again, we only have 4 GB of memory. This is just a light machine. 2 CPU here's right, our data that's our network data that's receiving and sending here. We have our file systems here, right? And we have our different processes that are running, right? Okay, so again, there's not that much. Again, you can modify what you need in order to get to where you want, right? So like for example, our power, so we can do our power statistics here, right? We can do power management if we want here. Let's see where power management is. Power management. We call it power statistics, right? So we're not really uh, touch too much onto that. But the different characteristics that you're more welcome to try. Again, here's the additional drivers recommended for this. So, our Ubuntu software. Um, so if we need to um, you know, check to see where this stuff is, we're more than welcome to use that. If we have any other repositories that we want to use, we can add those here, right? Updates as well. We want to add our updates. We don't want to add our updates because we're going to manage that, right? So again, these are just again, based on what you want. Our basic security maintenance is active till 3 years, so we can extend that if we want. Our different authentication, our additional drivers, like our SVGA for using open VMware tools for virtual machines, right? We can select that or not use that device if we want. Developer options, right? So use proposed, yeah, why not? Let's do that. And then our Ubuntu Pro again, if we want to, again, it's enabled our support, right? But again, if you want the different um, security features, right, and compliance and hardening, you can enable all this stuff here. Okay. Not sure what else. Again, this is an old, remember, this is an old version. We're on 2204. So the newer version, you'll see the different package releases there. I also want to talk about documentation, right? Microsoft documentation, for example. If we go to the top here, you'll see the pencil mark here, right? And this will bring us to a GitHub page. This will tell us who the author is. You know, if we feel like this is wrong or we want to add stuff here, we're more than welcome to add stuff here, right? We can edit that or copy the raw file, right? Or we can download the raw file. And we're going to open it with LibreWriter or text editor. LibreOffice is Unix based. So I'm going to hit open. And this will have all the information that we need, right? And we can update and upload all this stuff as needed, right? You know, what's that? All right, so again, here's the file, the metadata here for that specific file. You're more than welcome to take a look at it and take a look at all the um, different metadatas that are part of this here. So again, if Microsoft is listening, please update your version here, 2410, specifically the author here. So I won't be doing that for you, but you will, hopefully one day, because I'm willing to test this and hopefully use this as soon as possible. So again, that's how that works. So for example, you want to look at the remote lock. Again, this is all done here. Again, how do I find the serial number? All done here, all done through GitHub. So those documentations we can definitely update as we. So if you're an MVP or if you work for Microsoft, please go ahead and do that. Hint. That way we can get our testing done properly. Through our packages. So again, packages are here. So I've gone. I think I'm able to reboot the machine now. So I'm going to reboot it. Oh, here's the power settings. We need to change the power settings for character. So we're just going to leave it as is for now. Screen blank, I'm going to turn it never. Don't want that. And I'm going to select OK. Not much here. Wired connection, wired settings. Again, I am connected to my 100 megabits per second. Identity. Again, this is where I can put in my IPv4, my DHCP settings, right? If I want to set up static IP, I can put my static IP routes here and whatnot, and my security here. I'm not going to do that now. I don't want to do that. I just want it to be a test machine for now. So that's done. Again, these are the additional applications for disk usage analyzer. Again, if you want to open that, you can open that here. Should open up shortly. Okay, there's a software catalog, right? So here's our disk usage analyzer to know if we want to learn a little bit more about that. Did we install it? Yeah, I think we should. I think we did install it, but if it's installed, there we go. Okay, so if we go to our apps, it should be in our app section, in our utilities, right? And there is our, there it is. And this will have our um, disk usage utilized, right? For sort of like our um, disk management. It's just going to read all the contents, load the contents. Okay, I'll close that. I think that's it. Again, you can add character. We've added our character here. We can modify our character as needed for this machine. And again, uh, that's the documentation if you need that. So here you go. So this is our wheel of fortune, we call it, right? So our users, our vars, again, our different disks here. Um, right? So we can change that however we want, right? And then take a look at that wheel there. So that's our section here for PER folder, right? And that'll have all the um, permission that we need. And then we can zoom in and go into that as much as we want. So if we want to go to our home, right, we can go to our home, right, and then we can take a look at our documents and whatnot, our contents, right? Or we can open the folder, right, and then take a look at all that information there that we need. So our downloads folder has our, should have our Intune app. I'm mistaken. If I click here, open folder. So that is our information that we've opened from the website, right? So that opened up that. So that's that folder there. Okay, so that's that for now. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the machine. Restart it. I don't see too much of this online. You know, there's always short videos or missing bits and pieces. So, hopefully this video will put all those bits and pieces together. Yeah, it might be a long video, but it'll have a lot of information. It'll be very informative, right? So I want you guys to take a look at this videos, you know, in your own time and create your own environments and watch other videos if you don't know how to do specific things, because this will have a lot of information for you, right? Again, if you have any questions, please add me to the WhatsApp group. I'm going to be logging into my Ubuntu server again and loading the Microsoft Intune app. Hopefully this works. Now I'll have to update the version of Ubuntu. Logging in. That'll be my domain admin. I'll go to the show applications here and hit it download. Okay. Did I install it? Looks like it did not install it. Okay, so confirm, sign in. I'm not gonna sync the data. I just need to sign into work, which it did. Great. It's good. Put my password in. Enter. So I don't want to use the authenticator app. I want to show you another method that I have here, which is my uh, code from my phone, 6-digit OTP. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm an unlock key here. Okay, and let's go ahead. I'm not gonna sync the browser data across all the side devices. So I'm just going to confirm that. Right, and we're going to confirm whether or not our store sessions here. I want to confirm well, let's update that. See what happens. Enter. Put the password in. Enter. See if you can update it. Right? And we're going to upgrade those and clean the dependencies. So I'm going to copy this line of code here. I'm going to paste that here. Okay, and then hit enter. Hopefully that'll update everything I need. And then I'm going to say yes. And that'll install that for us. We're also so Snap Store is used for graphical desktop application. That's for discovering and managing snaps, like applications, right? But I'm not able to download. And this is 2204, so this is 2 years old, right? So uh, looks like it's installing that um, properly. So hopefully um, we're gonna update app for Ubuntu desktop, and the automatically updates when the updates become available in the software update. So by running these commands to update the app manually, it'll update the package repo and metadata, the MDs, right? That have the into portal MSP. So hopefully anything that is broken, hopefully um, will show up. Right. And then that's it for now. I'm gonna reboot this machine one more time. Before I do that, I want to do the install Intune portal here and see what happens on this version. Um, Paste, see what happens. Put my password. Okay. Unable to correct that you have broken packages. So what's going on here? So the following packages have unmet dependencies, but is not uninstallable, unable, so you have broken packages. So that means some packages cannot be installed, which means that you have requested an impossible situation. And if you're using the unstable distribution at some required packages that are created, removed, or out of incoming the following will help you resolve the situation. So let's go ahead and copy that. Copy. Okay. And I'm going to open up a browser. Let's review this error. I've never seen this error before. I'm gonna hit enter. Right? And it looks like it looks like customer settings. Okay, so it looks like um, sources are up to date. So we're doing that, but let's do this /f. We're gonna run this command here on our and see what happens to that. There, enter. Let's go ahead and there we go. And I'm going to install Intune Portal again. See what happens. Yeah. So again, it looks like this package, have unmet dependencies for this specific client. I don't want to get too into the specific details of it, but um, we can try to open the portal. Let's go to our Edge browser here, and we can type in our portal manage dot Microsoft.com, and then we'll sign in. Right. We'll try the other method. All right, so here's our portal. We'll have to take a look at what's going on here on our version. So again, if there's missing dependencies, again, that's which is kind of weird. So again, let's ensure that our repo services are done. I'm not sure what else I'm missing here. I'll paste that. Let's get the update again. I'm updating the Jenny here. Um, um, so let's try the update fixed. Let's try this command here. This will kind of fix any commands. If you try that and see what happens. So it looks like we read it okay. I got the updates. Now let's see if it'll fix any missing updates here. See what happens. Okay. So let's do the app list upgradable. We'll do that app list upgradeable. And that we can see those two packages. Right. Oh, supposed to upgradable app list. Oh no, no dash here. No dash. Oops. No dash. Okay. So these are the two updates. Okay. Take that here. So that's that. Show us the listing here. And then we are going to see if we can configure that and see what happens. The VPK. Okay. Right. Back here, minimize that. And enter. Okay, so let's check again. Okay. So our next step That's done. Yeah, let's go ahead and install the Intune portal again and again. So we've held broken packages. So something is wrong with that. I'll have to review that. Again, this is 2204. Um, try to download the, I guess not installing properly. Okay, that's fine, not a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and take this back with me and do some more research on it. Hopefully this video was a little bit more informative today. Give this a try on your end. Let me know what you think. See if there's any other issues here. But it looks like um, it doesn't like the 2204. So again, I'm just gonna probably install a new one, and I will create a new video for that for now. Once again, try it on your end. You guys kind of get the gist of things. Let me know if you have any issues on your end trying it, and let's try to resolve this. Um, if there's anything that you thought was great, let me know. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Add me. All the information is going to be through the um, YouTube video description. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. I hope this session was informative. Um, have a great day, guys.